Welcome back to the R.D.C. show. Richard,
Michael,
Derek,
Dad,
Chris.
First time in show history, we got two special guests sitting in this week.
Welcome, welcome.
Yep. Welcome.
Oh,
I guess this week, I don't know, I wrote some stuff down. Topic, I guess, I don't know, the way the news are so, both sides are so messed up, like Fox says they're fair and balanced. Right. Who believes that Fox is fair and balanced? How much fair stuff do you see on Fox News about Democrats?
Yeah. When they first started, they had somewhat, because they at least have somewhat civilized discussions with Democrats, and they actually had a couple, but that didn't last long.
It's more like
Rupert took care of that one.
My opinion, like it or shut the fuck up.
Right.
That's more what you get from those kind of people.
What I see with that whole thing, just to make a real quick line, is the way I think of it is when Obama got elected, somebody in the Obama camp made a remark that Fox was biased. Now, they might have been before then, I don't know.
Oh, they were.
But Fox took that and ran with it. They didn't try to hide it. They said, "You're damned right, we're biased, and we're going to get all these right-wing guys on our show."
Fox
in your face,
Fox is a blatant.
I mean, you got to give them that much credit.
Yeah.
News channel. Everybody knows it. It's very.
Right, you know what you're going to watch.
But by the same token, for the vast majority, MSNBC is basically Democrat.
Yeah.
But they actually allow Republicans on there and allow them to speak their mind.
Right,
without chewing them up and stopping them like Bill O'Reilly. That's what I see different when you watch. You don't agree with that.
That's what I see different when you listen to NPR radio or NPR. They'll have a Republican on there and let them. That's when you were telling me they were the same thing as. No, it might be suited that way.
Sort of the same thing.
It's suited that way, but they at least allow them to tell their side.
Oh yeah. They let them talk.
And they respect them for their opinion, even if they don't agree.
You try saying that to Rush or Sean Hannity, which is sort of what.
Even gonna get on the radio.
Which is sort of what I wrote down about. I mean, here's some examples of things that these talk show hosts. Well, one thing before I get into the examples cracks me up. Christopher pointed out a while ago. If they're so honest people, why the hell does every one of their commercials start with how to not pay your taxes? Let me show you how to get out of paying your taxes. They're telling you they want people to cheat against the country, yet they love it.
It's the American way for
They're
them.
capitalists, and everyone's got to pay their own way. But anyways, like
more money for
that's their American way.
Look, 4 years ago
my point on that was that somebody that's really smart who studied the demographic of the people who listen to Rush Limbaugh said, these are the places you should place these commercials.
Yeah.
So they decided this is the content of the commercials.
Right, those are the people that hated the country.
Because the people who listen to Rush Limbaugh are the kind of people who have problem paying their taxes.
Right. And other things.
That was
I do that shit.
Like 4 years ago, you would hear Laura Ingraham on her talk show would be talking about how kids are so fat and basically they're eating nothing but Pop-Tarts on food stamps and this, that, and the other thing and frozen dinners. Along comes Michelle Obama, starts saying that kids need to eat healthy. And now if you listen to the Laura Ingraham show, she talks nothing about how evil it is for the president's wife to say kids shouldn't be eating food full of high fructose corn syrup. That is something evil. I just will never understand how she attacks her on that. Like, she was talking on her show the other day about how schools have cut back the nasty stuff in lunches. They've cut back, basically lunches are half the portions they used to be. They don't get a whole giant thing of mashed potatoes and gravy. They get whole wheat rolls instead of
more
ones.
Fruits and vegetables.
They get more fruits and vegetables. And how the kids are coming home saying they're hungry. Well, that's because the kids are used to eating double quarter pounders for fucking lunch because their parents took them to McDonald's. Trust me, I'm just as guilty as everybody else because it's cheap and it's the only way we can eat. But those are some of the things they've attacked him on, which I just think are horseshit. They were the same things they preached about years ago. They preached so much about God. You listen to Rush, Hannity, Laura Ingraham, Glenn Beck, crazy, whatever. Try not to swear because I know we want to make this friendly for all children and all people to watch.
Children. We'll try.
Well, we want to make it, family friendly so everyone can watch it. But
oh my God, Doris.
Those guys all preach about God.
lot comes from me.
And maybe Mike will have more to say about it because he's probably the most religious person here. But they all preach about God.
Spiritual.
And they preach about God and Jesus on all their stuff. If God or Jesus were here, they wouldn't want anything to do with Rush, Hannity, Laura Ingraham, any of those Republicans, because what does God preach? Or Jesus anyway, not God.
Right.
Jesus fed the poor.
For all.
He healed the sick for free. He would be an evil lib to Rush Limbaugh.
He'd be a socialist.
He would be a socialist. He would be Democrat. He would be the devil. Now this is the guy they praise. Glenn Beck loves him. Wants to kiss him. Lick his toes.
That's just a plastic statue in his closet.
Well, I mean, if you think about it in those terms, you know, take the way people are today. Take like our government officials, you know, whoever you want. You can pretty much, you know, slide them back into history, put them into the time of Christ. Okay, and use the same example. Everything that Christ taught is simplistic stuff. It all basically boils down to is love your neighbor as yourself.
It's idealistic.
Treat each other the way you'd want to be treated. And he explains, you know, it's like, well, you can't serve two masters. You can't be seeking God and seeking material wealth at the same time. It's just not how that works. You choose one or the other. You can't have both. God, if you're chasing wealth, you ain't got time for God. You go to church, you'll do your yada 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 yada, but you gotta go and make your, you know, behind the back deals and play some wicked shit, and then get on TV, lie about what you're doing, and still then go to church and go, you know, but hey, I'm paying my, you know, 10% or more, you know, and look at this, I donated this much money. Oh, I donated $4 million, but hell, you know, I still got $250 million sitting elsewhere. Drop in the frickin' bucket, whoop-de-frickin'-do. That'd be like me, you know, giving $200 out of my income.
Yeah.
You know,
some of the churches want to see how much you make.
Yeah,
but you know, I like to throw this out there just because I like to. Them same people that said that you couldn't worship two people also thought that if you smoked a joint, you also couldn't worship God either, and if you did, you were executed.
Well, and how many you heard the old saying, praise God on Sunday?
I guess I'm
first.
first.
We're going back
first.
Was that a joke?
No, that's a historical fact.
That should be a historical fact.
And they use that exact reason in it.
Trust me, I'm not a holy roller. I've done my serious sinful shit.
You couldn't serve two masters.
But if you got high, if Jesus was alive today, I'll ask all of you: if Jesus was alive today and here and did what they say, would he be a Republican?
Radical Islam,
a capitalist?
No. If you don't worship Muhammad, you're dead.
Yeah, right.
You know, so that
did he charge those sick people?
But we're all supposed to believe him.
Or the people when he gave them the bread or whatever.
Jesus would either be a libertarian or an independent. He wouldn't be a Democrat and he wouldn't be a Republican.
No.
Jesus.
Oh.
No, either way.
Because I asked the question, if Jesus was here, but if he was real and he was here from the Bible and all that was true, would he be a capitalist?
No.
I hardly think so.
I mean, he fed people
that
for
would
free.
Go against everything you
regardless, I don't think he'd be an American.
No.
Remember the sign that I saw about him.
Like Robin Hood and shit.
Remember, he was not a rich man. He was not a poor man. No. He was the son of a carpenter, a man who got up and worked all week to support his family and had those values.
Basically middle class.
Right.
Yep.
Though that's where he would be. Everybody should have at
that's
least that kind of life.
Think about that, America.
Right. Yeah. And that's a very socialist idea. I hate to
They use religion, though, to grab the weak-minded and fall in line and feel that hate. Look,
I think it's more confusion, if you ask me, because it's really hard to win an argument with somebody that's minded like that, who listens to the thing and you're like, yeah, and they believe everything.
Well, because they're uneducated in it. But I'm not going to say they're stupid or ignorant, but they just haven't had enough education or paid attention.
But it just seems
to
like
the finer details.
It seems to me like they want to accept both yes and no as the answer.
Right.
Yes and no is the answer.
Because it makes it easier to feel less guilty about the shit they're doing.
They say that they want to stop abortion because of the sanctity of human life. Yet they don't have a problem with starting wars that kill millions of people.
Or having a baby born into a hellish life.
Right? They believe in that. They believe that man should not play God and decide whether the baby lives or dies. Yet they don't have a fucking problem with things like what is that shit in the food? What do you call that? The
corn syrup?
No, the
arsenic.
No. The genetically modified foods, GMOs. They don't have a problem with man dipping in there and interfering with nature and shit, right? They're interfering. They're playing God. They're creating
some
something.
of them do.
But that's okay. But doing it on a human is not okay. I mean,
even though it could save lives day after day after day.
We want to interject our wisdom onto God. We want to say that God is one of us. We are shaped in the image of God and all this shit. That's man's desire to be that. There's no way you can tell me as a fact that God's favorite creation on the earth is man. How do you know that?
Hell no.
Got to be his most disappointing creation.
Well, it might be.
We're
definitely one of the most destructive.
But getting back to that whole thing you were talking about, this genetic engineering and all of that, and these people that say God, it's being like God.
He just doesn't flat out
I'm not going to see him anyway, so it doesn't matter.
How do you know?
If your God exists, He gave me this mind and the ability to know this knowledge. Now, whether or not I use it for good or bad is up to mankind, but we certainly have a right to use that knowledge and try to do good with it.
Energy and water.
And you shouldn't say God wouldn't allow it. I just think that's bullshit.
We're like
why did we find it? Why did we have the intelligence
Star Trek thing
to find these things?
Fleshy bags
why does he give you the knowledge to kill?
Like you said, people could have healthy lives.
You gotta tell me you really want to believe that?
In my opinion,
and
we came from that primordial ooze from the freaking ocean.
It makes no sense to have the precious life of a child and then tell him to strap on a bomb and go blow yourself up.
Put two people on Earth, it's like, boom.
It's illogical.
I think we were transplanted by aliens, actually.
I think
part of the spaceship.
One of the other issues I see with hypocrisy is that, like I said, they're all a mouthpiece of.
Go run around in Africa, bare-ass naked to Ryan Field.
Yeah, right.
He passes down from above what his newspapers are supposed to say. That's why they're so irrational. That's why they're this way or one way. And if a caller calls in and they are going off topic and they're really nailing on it, that's when they end it. Or they dump it, or you never even hear it.
Yeah.
Because they don't. They are told to have, this is your prescribed message that you have to get out. This is the message you're putting out. Anything to the contrary needs to be edited out, non-existent. We need one point of view on this, a solid point of view that they want to appear that
this is what these people are. Fox News. All the way down to the people that listen to Rush, people that listen to Handy. I'm telling you, I've seen this. I was one of them. Do you remember Ivor's birthday party a couple years ago when I was talking about? It's on video. I can show it to people. Where I said Barack Hussein Obama was going to cause a nuclear war and kill everyone. That's because I was so deep into fucking Rush Limbaugh and them. I was listening every day and I had pure hatred in me. You listen to that stuff and you get nothing but pure hatred. They're all hate-mongering asses. Well, that's all they are. And what they are... We grew up with. They are nothing more. Instead of having cloaks on their heads
it's better
and burning crosses, they get a microphone in front of their face and say what they want. They are all racist fucking slime. And the only thing, Rush Limbaugh goes on his radio show and says, I know that President Obama hates this country. I know without a shadow of a doubt he hates the country.
But I'm not going to tell you.
In my bones.
I'm just going to tell you how they're
How could he say that about someone he's never been in the same room with to talk to?
Yeah, whatever it is.
I don't know. How can
Take my word for it.
Take my word for it. The president administration say that the loss of our rights and all this shit is a good idea when it's under the Patriot Act and George Bush. Yay. Who cares about personal liberty and freedom? But then when you switch the administration around and now we got a Democrat in there, oh Jesus Christ! Everything that he does is
the Democrat thing is one thing that's bad. But what I'm telling you is these people, I know them. I work with them. I hang out with them. I used to be friends with a lot of them because I listened to Rush and I believe that way.
Well, you know why?
These people are nothing but they are the Klan. That's all these mentality. Look, Christopher, we grew up with that. People walking around the streets with their little white shirt on, their black pants, their little Bible, talking about white power. Let's kill these people. The shit I heard back when we were growing up from those fucking people is the same shit I hear from the people that listen to Rush Limbaugh and believe every single word he says. That's why when he comes on his radio show and says, I know the president hates this country, I know it. He won't say it, but I know it. You've heard him say it.
Exactly.
He says shit like that all the time.
You know how I get some people?
And all it is instead of wearing, like I said, they don't have cloaks over their head and not burning crosses. Instead, they got a microphone and they're just spewing hate. And the weak-minded people grab onto that shit like they did in the old days.
Who are angry. That's the key.
And you know why
his audience is angry people. That's why he talks so angry.
The reason
they're
always
they don't have a focus for their anger.
The reason
Rush gives them a focus.
Right.
Then they go, oh my God, that's why I'm angry. Yes, that's why you're angry. Listen to me. I will tell you why
you're angry. When I used to listen to their shows every day,
when
I used to listen to their shows every day, I had such anger boiling in me every day when I come home from work. I would be pissed off about the shit I'd be hearing on their shows. But you know what happened, people? I don't know. I just started paying attention to what they said and researching it and saying, okay, about 10-15% of what he's saying is true. And they will tell you some stuff you won't hear anywhere else.
Pretty true.
But so will Rachel Maddow. So will Bill Maher. They will tell you stuff you don't hear anywhere else. And they talk about them people like everything they say is a complete lie.
Yeah.
First of all, I think it's hilarious that you'll hear Rush Limbaugh and other talk show hosts constantly say the word lamestream media. Mainstream media, blah, blah, blah.
And that's what they are.
They are the epitome of mainstream media. They're part of the biggest media conglomerate on the face of the fucking planet. It does not get bigger.
Right.
I just don't think there's a real mainstream media anymore. It's all tainted.
It's always been look over here.
Yeah.
The days of
do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
And those kind of people
who
said everything even at the expense of their
I am the
president
great and wonderful Pay no attention to the puny man.
You know, Rush says that stuff all the time, that he knows this about Obama, and he knows that, and he knows this, and he knows that, and he knows everything he's doing. The one thing Rush does know is that he's black, and he doesn't like it. Because like a lot of the white men I talk to that are old and angry, they don't like a black man.
They don't want to come out and say it.
He's only half black.
It doesn't matter, Christopher. They're easy.
In
the old days, they still would have torched him. It doesn't matter. And he would have killed his mom and dad for that shit. But today, what they do is they get on a microphone and they just talk all this hatred. And it takes you over. When I was listening to them hardcore and believed everything they said, I was going through the time where I couldn't work. I had nothing. I had no cable, no internet, nothing. It wasn't working. The only thing I had was a radio. And you start listening to that, and day after day, and I started listening to it as a joke, saying, he's. I just want to hear what he sounds like. I've heard so much stuff about him. Only made my own opinion. I fell deep into that, and I believed every word he said. And then I started researching some of the stuff, and I'm like, that's totally not what he's telling us on his show.
Well, it changes from every day. It changes.
Yeah.
Position. One day, Mitt Romney is fucking Bane in the Batman movie.
Yeah.
Next day, he's fucking Batman.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it changes. They could be like listening to a radio and they'd be like, "Oh, well, Mitt Romney's the Cowboys and
keep trying until you find something that works."
Barack Obama is the Redskins, right? And they're listening to the game, and right now the Cowboys are up. Well, and then the score changes, so Washington's winning.
What's easier to control?
And then he'll say, "Well, Mitt Romney's like the Redskins and Obama's like the Cowboys." You know, whatever the fucking thing changes.
What's easier to control? People that are focused or people that are confused?
Well, they keep us separated, and it's all smoke and mirrors, what I've been saying. This whole thing. You want to talk about Barack Obama, it doesn't matter what the fuck they say. It don't matter, because they're the same motherfucking crook. Yes. Both the Republicans and the Democrats are selling our fucking government off from under us.
They have different ways of stealing from us.
Yeah.
Here's a tax loop for you. Here's a special bill for you. Here's a guaranteed contract for you. Here's this. Here's that.
Here's always been, like, other than some of the basic fundamental differences, the one thing that has always been a constant is that the Democrats will come out and tell you, hey, we're going to tax you. That way you know it's coming.
Yeah.
And they'll do it. And they'll do it. Republicans will come out, we're not going to tax you. But they'll come out and tax you. And go, every fucking time.
They are the same.
Read my lips.
They are the same. They're all bad.
No new taxes.
I am not a fan of Barack Obama's. He has done a lot of bad, but I will pray that he wins over Mitt Romney.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But I'm not a fan of his. He attacks more marijuana dispensaries than any other president,
No,
and more than Bush did in 8 years. He didn't do anything to really help us, but he also didn't hurt us because it was a bad time.
Again, he's doing things that the people who will never vote for him want.
Yeah,
all
there's a lot of things.
I don't understand.
He's still under the fucking control of Goldman Sachs. He's still their boy, and that's why, if you ask me, the reason that Mitt Romney to this date right now has run such a horribly fucking bad campaign is it's deliberate. It has to be. You cannot get to the presidential level and run it so poorly. There's no way you could be your own gaff machine.
He's running it as Mitt Romney. If you look from the beginning when Mitt
he's his own man.
When he first got into politics and everything he did, I'm Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
I got money up my ass. I can do whatever I damn well please. I don't have to take shit from nobody.
Well, just having money made him intelligently smart.
I mean, come on. He's had some of the top guys that,
my opinion is
with the people he has,
he
should be running a freakishly good campaign.
I think it's smarter than that.
He changes shit. He does what he wants.
But look, I think that he's deliberately fucking ham boning the shit out of this election because to open a door for who?
Oh, I said wrong.
It was almost a guarantee. Next,
you probably don't even know.
2016.
I said that. This person was putting people in spots all for the last 2 years. I told Dad, he didn't believe me. And every one of the people this person put up for election won. And I told him, not this time. Next time around, she is setting herself up to take total people. No.
Who? Sarah?
You said he or she?
Sarah Palin.
No.
I don't know. The way they talked about
Jeb
them,
Jeb.
Well, I heard Jeb Republican convention.
Sarah Palin put all these people
on the outs, man.
Look at how many. I already said Jeb Bush too.
If Jeb would have said earlier this year, I'd like to be president, we wouldn't be talking about fucking Mitt Romney right now. Not one damn bit. And Obama would be shaking his boots because Jeb is actually an intelligent, even though he's highly Republican. He's one of those few that, when he was governor of Florida, other than helping his brother win the scam-ass election, that hokey-ass shit.
But you know why?
But you know why they don't slap you like a bitch? This is what we're doing, motherfucker.
You know why they don't like Jeb Bush? Did you hear the comments he made earlier this year or this week, a couple weeks ago? They don't like him because he's willing to work.
Yeah.
He's willing to work with the other side. He
says bipartisan
all the time.
He has already
said that if he was in Congress, he would have worked with President Obama, and they don't like that.
Well, once they let him into the inner sanctum, he will become as they are. And
but look, you know how you were talking about them camping this campaign?
Buck the system.
I can show you the video, but on Bill Maher, like 2 or 3 months, Dad should remember this, after Obama was elected, they had a high guy in Republican. I don't remember his name. I can't remember that far back. It's 3 years ago. But he's on the show. And he said, and they were talking to him about where Republicans real mad that Obama beat him, this, that, and the other thing. He said, yeah, they are right now, but I'm going to tell you this. And it won't matter if there's a better candidate that comes up against him. If the stock market is doing good through his election, he will win, hands down, no matter who the Republicans put up there. Because they will tank. They will tank the election to keep him there because the rich people will want it that way. And how has the stock market been doing under Obama?
Good.
Jobs have not been flourishing, but the stock market, you might say, it's down a little bit,
but
it's also hit high points that it hadn't hit in 15 years.
But think about this too. Okay,
you're right.
Who creates the jobs?
But
the upper 1%. That's what they always say, right? The upper 1% of the job creators. Okay. All right. So under Bush, they get this big tax break. They get all this money and yada yada yada. Where were the jobs? They get a stimulus. Where were the jobs?
You know who
Barack Obama gets elected. Okay, I'll be willing to bet that the vast majority of that 1% is Republican.
Oh yeah.
2/3. Okay.
I'd say
well,
like
do you think those rich sons of bitches are going to create jobs while Barack Obama's president? No.
The true
job
want
creators him to lose.
Right.
So when he's out of office, then now we can create jobs because Barack's no longer there. We'll look like the good guys. Hallelujah. Good times again.
It's just an illusion.
How simple is that?
The true
everybody's skirting around that shit.
Exactly.
It's like, God, come on.
Because without people, there's nothing needed.
One last point to make back on the stock market thing. When this guy said this, remember this. It was 2008. He had just got elected.
Yep.
The stock market was hovering around 7,000.
Yeah.
Where is it now?
Almost double.
Yeah, it's 13 something.
Yeah.
I don't follow stock market.
Like I said,
I mean, I don't follow it other than to watch the Dow number every day because
that's a racket.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
yeah.
Like I said, when there was under Obama,
It is a racket.
One of the most infamous criminals you can
It's no
ever think of in
different than
America.
going to the
It's a
goddamn
racket.
casino.
for a few weeks there,
Derivative.
for a few weeks there under
It's a
Obama, he
derivative.
had it up to 15, the highest point it had ever been for like 20 years. It had never been that high, and they peaked way high. Of course, it comes back down and stays. But the point is, for those few weeks,
I watch it when I watch the
people
news.
made
I mean,
shit
it does
ton of
go up
money.
and down.
Did you
I mean,
sell
it
up
was
there?
down to
Yeah.
12 about
maybe
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks
So-
ago. But here recently, with all of this politicking, it's continued to go creep up.
oh yeah, well it just was high the
And
other
it's
day.
had- and it's
It was
had a
real
couple
high.
of
I
big
listen to it all the time
shots.
on the thing. But see, that's
I mean-
something that Rush and Laura and Sean Hannity never speak of.
I
They don't
really-
talk- even though they're all making money off the stock market,
They
I
don't want
guarantee
you
you.
to- They don't want you to know the
Through
truth
gold.
because they don't think you can handle the truth.
Exactly. That's why it's
Actually, they wouldn't know the truth if it smacked them upside the head and said, "Hello, here I am."
It's the hard truth.
That's really nice of
They're
them to do
paid
that
big.
for
They're
us.
paid the big bucks to lie out their ass, and they know it.
You know.
The more dramatic they can be, the bigger the crowd they can get of angry people, and it's like, yeah, you lead the sheep.
I was
There you
sucked
go.
in too for a little bit, man.
Fox has got some great shepherds out there leading a flock of sheep.
Well, hopefully you hung with us to the end of the second part here. Just want to
Well,
say thanks for
hold on.
all your comments.
Before we end this, I just want to give my opinions of these people.
All right.
You know, that's all right. You
It's
know, I was
American
trying to
man's
read it.
opinion. Everybody's got a right to it.
Laura Ingraham, I hear you talk shit all the time. You remind me of a prostitute that was hooked on meth, that found God, and now wants to tell everyone else how to live their life. Sorry.
And still doing that.
Levin, the one they call the
On the
master.
side.
Just because you failed out of clown porn college, it's all right, big guy. Don't be sad, Levin. It'll be all right. Hannity, you're just one of those guys. I just like to punch in the face. It'd be that double click.
You gotta
can't
slap
stand
him.
that guy.
He's the one that'll bend over in his shower.
Just
pick up
because your
soap.
idol was Sandusky and he's now put away, it's okay, Hannity. Just
That's
settle down, settle down. And you know, Glenn Beck.
He's in
So what do you got to say about Glenn Beck?
He's a nut.
I think you were visited by Sandusky when you were
Yeah,
little.
for
That might
real.
explain some stuff.
The epitome
He was
of
his
a
right-hand
Yankee.
He's the 10th boy that went missing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make
Right.
fun of anyone that was ever molested, but those guys are real into
Glenn
it.
always wanted to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rush Limbaugh, the Oxycontin, eating, telling everyone that drugs are bad, preaching what's right and wrong.
And you know there was alcohol in there whether they had it or not.
Oh yeah,
Oxycontin makes the brain rotten.
yeah. And if he was doing Oxycontin like that, people, he was doing other stuff.
Oh yeah.
So don't always believe what they say because it's not the gospel.
Some lemonades.
Consider the sources, people, and just
Wake
listen
up.
to what there's. I mean, really,
Wake up, pull your heads out of the
Listen.
dirt, and look.
listen.
Study both sides. Watch
Talking
Bill
about
Maher.
it. Yeah.
Listen to Rush Limbaugh, and make your own judgment down the path.
Exactly.
Watch MSNBC. Watch Fox.
Yeah, and then pay.
If
And
you're intelligent, you can tell the difference. Really.
personally,
easy.
I think most of the media is one big giant circle, and it's their plan.
Yeah.
They're hanging out
They do.
behind closed doors. They go, this half, you're going to be racist and hateful. This half, you're going to
I
love them.
watching,
All in the meanwhile, the poor people are stupid, paying attention and dividing us, fighting against each other.
Ratings.
Because it's
I like
what it
watching
is.
Scott Pelly on
Subjugation,
CBS.
that's what it
is.
6:30.
exactly.
Scott fucking Pelly.
I just want to know how come
Sure.
Mika Brzezinski isn't working for Fox.
Who?
Mika Brzezinski.
Guys
I
are-
don't know.
I know,
Oh,
but she
then-
belongs there.
Yeah, well,
She's blind.
Mike,
got
she's
a
their token.
narrow
You
point
know
of
what?
view. Yeah, I know.
Well,
It's amazing what her daddy could do for
I guess
her.
we'll end this two-parter there. Hopefully he did stay like Chris started to say. That's all we got to say about
Yeah.
them guys. Peace.
What up,
Oh,
Tampa Spartans?
thanks Team Spartan. Or what?
Tampa Spartans.
Tampa
Tampa
Spartan.
Spartans.
Yeah.
Yeah.